Hello pilots, welcome back to the channel. Plasma here and testing out the F-16 flight dynamics on the PvP Growling Sidewinder server. And we're going to get some splashes out of it as well. My first issue is an AIM-54 Phoenix that is heading straight for me from a Tomcat that I'm turning in to shoot at. And that missile's been beeping at me for a few minutes. I figured it was already out of energy. Little did I know that if I had continued on course without making this sharp turn to the left, I would have been hit by that Phoenix. As a matter of fact, looking at the TAC view that you can see on the right side of the screen, that missile got very, very close. But it's not alone. There's a second missile coming in as well. I fired my AIM-120. I still have lock and I'm descending right down to the deck. And make sure you guys hit subscribe, like, and comment. And remember, if you need a server, Fox3 Managed Solutions is the place to go, Fox3MS. And if you want to learn how to fly better and find your mistakes, tacview.net. You can download TACView for free and then download the TACView files from Growling Sidewinder so you can watch how your missiles behave and how they fly. So head up to TACView.net and grab the TACView application. Now, meanwhile, the F-14 is defending my AIM-120 that is getting very close to it, and it would have hit it. As a matter of fact, it fused and exploded right next to it, but I did not get the kill. The second target that I've got here is an F-15 Eagle that I fire on and start cranking out and descending right towards the ground because that Eagle has fired back at me as well. Now, I didn't have much time to climb for altitude. I pitched up as high as I could, fired my AIM-120, and then descended right down to the deck and started maneuvering. As you can see, the F-16 is doing quite well. I'm on the edge of blacking out, and that was a 8.5-9G turn. My missile reaches its target, and the Eagle's AIM-120 is on my 6 o'clock, beeping very angrily at me, and I do defend it. Now, a couple of minutes later, as I'm flying around, there is another hostile coming in, fires an AIM-120 at me. I'm on the deck, and I've picked up the missile launch from my 6 o'clock. It's an F-18 or maybe an F-16. The missile's heading straight for me as I come up over this hill. The missile's coming in from my right side. I start cranking out. Full speed ahead. Missile's doing Mach 1.7. Sharp turn to the left, hoping to use a little bit of terrain to help me survive, but the missile still sees me. It's still there right behind me. Again, adding more speed and completing the turn. The missile has lost its speed and has gone silent. As I level my wings out, all clean. It's time to go fight someone else. Now, the someone else is that Tomcat from earlier, who is flying at altitude, but I'm only down to my 2 sidewinders. So we're going to take this F-16 into a dogfight and type environment here. So Tomcat is high, he's flying along, he's not paying attention to me, which I'm okay with. I've got my vertical scan on him and I've got him locked up. The F number that you're going to see on the screen is the range to the Tomcat. Now what I want to do is, because he's flying up high, he's probably got some speed, I've got some speed, I need to close my distance before taking a shot. A 4-mile shot with an AIM-9 is not very likely to succeed. And he picks me up, starts defending. As I'm closing the distance down to 3.4, you can see that on the right side of my HUD, and I'll highlight it for you in just a second here. Remember, if you've got speed and the enemy has speed, you watch that closure and the range to him. So I fired my missile at about 2.5 miles in tail aspect, and as I'm watching this Tomcat, I'm thinking, he's going to explode any second, right? Right? Nope. The AIM-9X has lost its power and is just keeping the Tomcat company. This means only one thing, we're going in for guns. I still have a second missile, but I'm saving it just because I'm in a pretty good gun position here, and as long as the Tomcat doesn't do anything, this should be an easy splash. He picks me up, pulls hard to the left. I'm staying on him. Anticipating his turn. He does reverse, and it pops some gun rounds right there, doing just enough damage in that one pass to knock out both of his engines. Tricky spot here. I can see him up high. I'm trying not to overshoot, and I do pass right in front of his nose. That was close. He could have fired some guns at me, or maybe a sidewinder, but hopefully he was damaged enough and I'm safe. Now, that's our splash 2 after the Eagle, and the Tomcat is going down. I'm hearing some missile notifications, so I'm also descending and running the deck. The Tomcat has hit the ground. There's a good successful splash. And I see a guy pass right under me. Because I'm in Growling Sidewinder, I can pull up the F10 map and look and find myself, and yep, no, that's a friendly. I don't need to turn around and splash him. Now, flying along here, I'm about to meet another customer. This customer is an F-18 firing AIM-120s, but he is not looking at me. He is firing at the low-flying F-16 that I just passed. I come across, vertical scan has picked him up. And again, we're watching that closure range. Fox 2, I can see him heading for me. My AIM-9 is tracking him. He is too busy focused on my friendly F-16, and there's a splash. F-18 down on the deck, and the F-16 is performing very well. The roll and the turn rate seems to be really, really good for this airplane. All right, so I've got one more baddie heading for me. This guy is close, and I'm not in a place. I mean, I've got a cannon. That's all I've got. So I've got him locked up, but he has fired an AIM-120 at me. I'm believing in the notch, cranking hard right, trying not to hit the trees, hoping that I can notch this missile as it heads for me, and that's all it was. Plasma's down, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.